too much. They got nothing to say. Some people got the right words, and they're what we need to hear.
Another girls' night.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to life. Okay.
Cheers to wine. Cheers to wine. I totally agree.
Best invention ever.
Spirits.
Oh, that's good.
I'm just having grape juice though. So.
I like judge when people tell me they don't like wine. I'm like, what you mean
I
you don't
totally
like
judge
wine?
them.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you picking? Sin. Tell me, baby.
Are
Tell
we
me.
ready? Okay. What have been your biggest challenges as a young professional? Biggest obstacle?
Oh my God.
Being underestimated.
Underestimated?
Oh, really? Huh?
Underestimated.
Really?
Thinking that they can like just do whatever they want to me. And having to like fight for everything because they underestimate my knowledge.
Wow.
That has been my biggest challenge.
See, for me, it would be the imposter syndrome.
Really?
Yeah. I guess I was underestimating myself. I was always like, am I really that good? Am I really that knowledgeable? So it was more to get to the point of, yes, you're the bomb. Like, you need to own it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that self-questioning, I think that was a big challenge.
But now?
And now I think I'm awesome. So, but it took a while to get there, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, and as shallow as that might sound, being attractive was almost a disadvantage.
I agree
find.
100%.
Absolutely agree.
If I was an ugly girl, people would be listening to me, but they're like, you can't have brains and the beauty.
And be good looking.
my
You
God,
can't have
I
all that.
absolutely agree.
Or they think that I'm coming on to them. Like, oh, you want to go
Yeah.
for a dinner, like, to go over the topics?
Absolutely.
But I actually want to go over itinerary, not
Right.
like actually
It's
hitting
a
on-
business
It's a
meeting.
business meeting. Like, everything, I have to, like, think about steps that I
Right.
take so people don't, like, that's so true.
And worrying, like, and I still struggle with that now, like clients that come to me and I'm like, okay, are they actually serious clients or are they trying to flirt with me?
Oh my
or is it because
God.
they find me attractive? And
Right.
unfortunately, over my career, I've wasted a lot of time with people that eventually I realized, oh, they just have a crush on me. They're not that serious.
I
You
can
know,
relate,
and that's
yeah.
very frustrating.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
Do you think that it's different because we're also black women?
I think it's just because we're hot.
I don't know about that.
I don't think it's a black thing.
I just feel like I've always like leveraged my supposed disadvantage into my advantage. You know, I've always felt like, okay, I'm black, I'm young, I'm smart, I'm beautiful, and it's supposed to be a disadvantage, supposedly, like in terms of society.
Yeah.
But I always felt like I've just like leveraged that into my advantage.
Right.
Right.
You know, it's like I see this in people, that they see me, they don't really know how to figure me out in that way. You know, I'm in a very male dominated industry.
IT.
Engineering.
Engineering.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
Imagine.
so like very male dominated, very white. You know,
Wow.
so they look at me, they're like, so I always get that underestimation.
Right.
And so
It
you,
can be an
so
advantage.
you always, because you always feel like you
You
have to be
stand
better
out.
because you stand out. Because I'm like, okay, well, everyone's gonna see when I say something, you know.
Wow.
I do, in that sense, I do agree that it's an
Yeah.
advantage because a lot of the time, especially as an entrepreneur, the biggest struggle is to stand out because
Oh my
a lot of
God.
people have dreams. A lot of people show up with
I agree.
projects, so it's hard to stand out. So as a double minority in a way, a
Right.
woman and being black,
Yeah.
you automatically have the floor because people are like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
So you already have the attention. So I think it's an advantage in
I think that was my
sense.
biggest challenge, to have too much attention.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
But you're in the media industry.
I am in the media industry, but I'm alone, my kind, in this industry.
It
I'm
challenges
saying
you
it
though.
out loud.
It challenges you though.
Absolutely.
It challenges you to be like,
Because you
to be
get
your
into the
best.
office, you're just not like everybody else.
Okay.
And
But why is it a disadvantage? How has it made it
not a
harder?
disadvantage, but it took time for people to understand who I was. I find that, the fact that, getting into like the media I work for, it's huge.
Right.
It's huge. It's the number one media in Quebec here in Montreal. And when I get into like a red carpet and I get to get these interviews with, very well-known stars from here, and they're just like, who are you? I remember that time, listen to me, I had to go to this, whatever, there was a murdering or something. It was my first steps in like, hard news and journalism. I remember that policeman I had to go through, the tape thing, whatever. I had to go through and to do, and to, to get the news, right? So I get there and he's like, who are you? What do you want? I'm like, well, I'm the journalist for whatever. It's like, show me your card. If it was maybe my colleague, maybe he wouldn't have asked that card. I think.
Maybe.
I felt.
Well, for sure.
That, like that. I felt like that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I really did.
Your gut told you that.
Yes.
You know what? I have somewhat of a similar story. So I do real estate, right?
Yeah.
And one day I told my husband, I'm like, hey, come with me so you see what it's like and what I deal with and blah, blah, blah. And he's as white as it gets, right? So he comes with me to this thing and I'm like, okay, dress up nice. So he has a suit on. We're both very dressed up. And the potential buyers come, and the whole time they're looking at him and they're asking him questions.
I know.
And they're asking him, and I'm answering the question. And they look at me and they're so puzzled. And they're like, okay. And then they'll turn back to him and ask the next question. Even though I'm the one answering all the questions.
See, that's the thing.
And I'm just
being
like
overlooked. Being like,
Isn't it funny?
it's constantly overlooked.
Isn't it?
For me, it's different because my audience tends to not be the same that looks like me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's difficult for me to like do what I do, and then like it's just like totally different faces that are doing what I do.
Okay.
Or paying for my services or something like that. And then I actually didn't even tell you about this. I got like a really, really harsh like message on Instagram from a black woman.
What?
And she's like, I'm tired of seeing white women dancing hip hop because of you and this and that, whatever. And I actually like messed my confidence up. And I was just like, what? How could she come to me like this? And my husband was like, but it's not your fault. Like, you don't.
What was the point?
She
Like, what was
basically was just all like, come to the hood and like try to see if we like your classes. Why do you keep on going to like I went to Goop that's owned by
Okay.
Gwyneth Paltrow and this and that, whatever.
Right.
And I did like a huge thing and like
Right.
I've been advertising it and she was just over me advertising like all these like platforms where it's
Bootylicious, yeah.
like driven to
Yeah.
a different demographic, I guess.
Right.
But that's
Is that
not
intentional from you?
no, that's just what I get paid for. Like if they call me and they're like, we're gonna offer you thousands of dollars and we're gonna fly you down and pay for like everything and you leave with a big ass check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. It's an opportunity.
course.
I've tried to do like the classes in other areas of the cities. Like I've even gone home to Virginia and tried to do it, or in Texas, and like no one shows up. So like I go where
You go where the demand is. That's business.
yeah, and like I actually like thought about it. I was like, she was in my inbox for so long, and I was like, should I reply? I should reply. Like, maybe I should do more outreach to like the Black community. I was like, but I do. Like, I do everything that I could. They just
You
don't
do
show
with
up.
young kids. You
Yeah,
speak
like,
at schools.
I did go to Dria's classes.
Yeah,
I did.
Yes.
you did too.
Yes, I've gone
yeah,
to
I know,
many.
but like
yeah.
for me, that like messed up with my confidence recently,
Right.
and I was just like,
I
I
mean,
deleted
look,
her.
It's easy
Isn't
for
it
people to
crazy how some
criticize.
like random person who's like you could really care less about messes up your confidence?
affect
Isn't that
you.
incredible?
For sure.
I think that like
That's astonishing.
it's discerning
sense.
100%, and then like I guess for me it's like they take the time to like write a message, send it to you,
Yeah.
and like they thought about it for probably a while, and they're like, I want her to know this, like.
But it's a really generalized opinion. It's not really that like
Right.
intelligent.
agree.
To say, oh, like oh,
Because you create
Okay.
a fun fitness class, and whoever it attracts, it attracts.
Yeah.
You do it for the sake of just getting people
Fit. Yeah.
You're not targeting a specific demographic
all.
in particular.
because there are people who are targeting,
Right.
who are doing businesses to target Black people.
Well, she sent me.
You see,
She
that's
sent me
why.
a message from another girl who's known on Instagram who has millions and millions of followers.
Oh.
Who, you know, I'm not gonna say her name, but like she like basically booty bumps on the ground and like does like this like, you know, she's like She's but it's just not.
Oh no!
Like that's not me. Like I will never do that. I won't wear.
You have to see you.
Like booty shorts and a
Yeah,
sports bra and go on Instagram.
Okay, I will say this though. When I've taken your fitness classes, and as fun as it is, and you know I like to dance and stuff.
We've talked about this. I know exactly
My
what
only
you're gonna say.
issue is, okay, some of the music sometimes, like I'm feeling the music and I'll be singing and stuff, and then maybe the N word will pop up or something.
You'd be so proud to know that I do censored versions. Now.
Okay, good. Because I feel some kind of way when I see non-black people saying
those
the
words.
And I'm like, why do they know the words so well? And why do they say it so comfortably?
She's done this before. I actually only do censored versions in my classes now.
So
and
very
I
good.
actually listen to the lyrics of the songs now, not just the beat, because I was beat driven at the beginning of my career.
Right.
So I listen to the words now, like so that like whatever, like when I went to, like if I traveled to Europe and did a class, like I'll try to do a class that has to do with like motivation. So every song that I put in there has to do with that.
Right.
Just to stay in line with like my
stuff.
home. Yeah, like I visit schools. I talk to kids. Like I can't be up on Instagram with like a bra and like a bikini on, working out in the sand and like doing like booty. Like that's just not my. I will never be
not
that.
you.
So when she sent that to me, I was like, I think she's great. She has millions of followers, but that's just not the direction I'm trying to go into. That's what I said back to her.
Okay, so some girl who has millions of followers messaged you this.
No, she referred to this person.
Like, oh, you should
the
be like
black
this.
woman referred to that person because
that she should be like
she
that.
still dances to hip hop and soca
do you feel like that's
whatever.
That's been one of the challenges in your career, is that people are trying to box you in?
100%. Me being a partner and a luxury fitness that I actually became, like made it into luxury. That's, you know, like the struggle. No one knew that place. And then I became a partner, and most of the time I didn't want people to even know I was a partner because I didn't want them to like talk to me differently or something. Like, well, you were there, I was a partner. I never said it. I wanted you to see me as just like someone who's in the business. I do believe that they boxed me into something, or they automatically make like this perception that like she got that because she's a good-looking black girl, no one looks like her, and this and that, whatever. Or maybe they have a crush on her, or maybe that came up.
Oh, God.
And then I started thinking that.
Yeah, right. And I've experienced that too. When you move up too quickly in the industry, automatically people assume you slept with the boss.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're like, you must have. I've had someone straight up saying to my face, so what did you have to do to get this position?
How crazy is that?
And I'm like, what are you implying?
Girl, they've asked me if I was Ethiopian Jew. Do I look Ethiopian?
Well, you got the forehead.
Oh,
so
that's
I'm
what
not- Hey, Rihanna got a big forehead.
I do.
She's like, oh.
No, because I have the forehead, so I feel you. That's why.
Yeah,
She got the bag going.
I got the forehead. No, I have the forehead too.
It's a sign of intelligence. It's a
Tyra
good
has
thing.
it.
Tyra, yeah,
Rihanna
50%
has
says it. Yeah.
Tyra, Beyonce.
No, Beyonce, she doesn't.
Really?
Beyonce has, but her wigs hide half of it.
I feel her. Rihanna.
Rihanna has it big time. Oh yeah.
It goes out like that.
Yeah. Okay. This
Who else has a big forehead? Angelina Jolie has a big forehead.
You know what? The very first time I did a freaking Instagram story, someone wrote to me and said, "What's up with your forehead?"
No.
She's like, is my forehead big? I was like, fuck you.
What? Do I have a big forehead?
I don't
think it was a
understand
bad
this.
I was just shocked. Okay, you're laughing too hard. It's not that funny.
Especially since I have a big forehead. It's really not that funny.
I've never had anyone say anything.
People say mean
to
things.
me.
My brother was so
I can't
mean to me
imagine.
all my life
Hey, my
about
brother.
my forehead.
That's so funny.
The forehead with black women.
Let's own it for a big forehead.
I know, because you
We're
start
okay.
thinking that your hairline is
Yeah, I'm
receding.
like, damn, is my hairline messed up? Like, I think
Yes.
it's okay, but I mean.
And then you start like reaching for those baby hairs, swooping. I do that all the time.
But to get back
Yes.
on topic,
Yes,
okay.
yes. To get back, yeah.
I think my forehead has not hindered my career.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
It's not.
But yeah, I think that being young and attractive sometimes makes it challenging because people don't take you seriously. But at the same time, I do feel like you already have the attention of the room because you stand out.
I
That's
agree.
what I
So
like.
you just need to be able to use that to your advantage.
I feel it challenges you, like to be like,
On top of your game.
yes,
Yeah.
because
I
you're
agree.
like, actually, I'm better than all of you. Like, watch. You're gonna be surprised.
I
right?
couldn't
Yeah.
agree more.
Okay, and I love proving people wrong. I love it.
Girl, I would go into board meetings and all the partners would be around the table. And these are men who have had like generations of business and like millions and millions. And like I would sit there and like do my presentation and I'd be like, I just killed it.
Right.
And I got a seat at the table. And I got a seat at the table because of what I can provide.
But at the same
Like-
time, I feel like if you're in an industry that does not allow you that opportunity, because sometimes you can't even get to that
No, I
seat
do agree.
to be able to
Yeah.
show yourself or show what
Right.
you could do. If you cannot make it to the table, you need to make your own damn table.
I couldn't agree more.
Like sometimes you have to just come up with your own thing and kind of kick the door down.
Right.
Because no one's gonna give you a seat.
We watched Dolomite last night. Do you guys know Dolomite? Ray,
What's that?
Ray,
The pimp?
I'm the only
pimp.
one who doesn't know.
He wasn't a pimp. He made it.
It's a show?
Dolomite. Let me ask you.
No.
Educate me.
So
What is-
Dolomite is like, and
It's from the 70s. the
it's
movie.
from the 70s. We
Okay.
people say that his Rude Rudy Moore, and he was like this guy who would do comedic shows and like be a bit like risque and like he would be known as like the guy who was like risky black man. And then he was like, you know what? I don't see people like me from the hood who like have made it, who basically have produced a movie for the people where I come from. They say that he is who Tyler Perry got his vision from, basically. So he went to every single like big production house, and they're like, produce my movie. This is the vision. They were like, no. So then he actually got financing. He financed like I think he gave away the rights, the royalties of his future albums. Got the money. Did his full production on himself by himself. Hired everyone. Paid everyone. Did this movie. Looks hella ghetto. But everyone and like people were like, we're not gonna put it on our films, this and that, whatever. Finally, he got it on like in a theater in a black community,
Right.
and he grossed like $10 million.
Wow.
And it was only because he made his own table. Like he
Yes.
basically brought
You have
everyone
to.
that he knew.
MC Hammer was like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
the
have
same.
to. But even for me,
Yeah.
in terms of, so when I had the show Couch Talk, at the time, I had applied to be a host on many shows. I had gone to auditions and interviews, and then they're like, you're too short, or you're too this, or you're too that, or whatever. And I was never getting it. And then I was like, I'm just going to do my own show.
Yes.
At some point, you have to stop asking for approval and just do what you got to do.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah, and
Totally
stop seeking
right.
approval. Like, I don't need you guys to approve, to tell me who I am.
Right.
I know who I
Right.
am.
You need to
I
know.
know.
And
But
that's
that of
what
its
it
own
yeah.
is a challenge.
It is.
It is.
Knowing
It's all the
who
work
you
we
are,
do.
yeah.
It's the
Knowing
work
who
we
you
do, yeah.
are, getting comfortable, getting confident, stop feeling like you're an imposter or like you need approval or stop questioning
don't
yourself
belong.
or you don't belong. That of its own is quite challenging. I think in any industry, like as women, we tend to want to be humble and
Yeah.
we want to be polite.
Be nice.
And be nice.
smiley.
And smile.
Yeah, and smile, and like all that needs to go out the window.
I think
business is business.
I think it also affected us because we never saw someone who looked like us in that position.
right.
Sure.
Oh
And
my
that
It's
is
God.
something that my mom was very
representation
like
is huge.
big about. I always had a minority like
Bless the goddess
Yes.
Oprah.
No, but I mean, for me, like I have many passions, but for me, the reason why I stay in engineering is because they need to have black women, like,
representation.
Absolutely.
yes,
Right.
and I want to do a lot of outreach to young women.
My
women
sister
and-
wanted to do engineering and she changed it because she felt like
exactly.
it was like
Too
not
tough. It was in
not
her
that
place.
it was too tough. It was just like in her
It was in her place.
in that division, no one looked like her.
and that's exactly why I did it. I was like, you know what?
But the
I'm
fact that
doing
you
it.
want to do
Yeah.
outreach is amazing, and I
It's
think
everything.
the fact that we got to a point where now we're confident and we're comfortable and we're all doing big moves in our respective industries, that of its own is amazing and needs to be celebrated. And I feel like phase 2 of that is to pass the baton, pass it to the next
Oh my
generation.
God, I
my
can't agree
God.
more. I reach out to
Amen.
little black girls on Instagram or whatever,
Like-
like, I like what you do. I might come off weird.
Yeah,
But it's really just
you gotta hype
you
them
do
up.
good. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Aw.
Like, keep doing that. Like,
cute.
recently, I got my biggest campaign, and we talked about it. 'Cause I was
Yes.
like, in the rights, it was basically because you are not half naked on your Instagram and you only out, and it's my
See?
by far.
And that's why you got the
and
deal.
that's what I got it. And we talked about it once I
You
signed
don't
it.
have to be naked
You
to sell.
don't get to be, you know.
You know what, guys? Cheers to the next generation.
Cheers. Cheers.
I know.
And to all the
Guys, top me up.
cheers. Yes, it's true. Your glass is
I
empty.
know. It's
I
supposed to be bad luck.
It's bad
apparently.
luck.
It is
yeah.
bad luck or
I
bad
think
sex
that's
or
the
whatever.
sex one.
Is it bad luck or is it bad sex?
Bad sex. I think
Bad
it's all
sex
bad
is
sex.
bad luck.
True.
Oh, that is true. That's deep.